Luke's me make video! Yeah, he makes videos, yeah? Okay. Thank you very much, yeah. Hello everyone, Luke Rides is back. And he has an interesting adventure as Luke Rides is about to go many miles across several counties, and we are actually going to go and meet a motorcycle. Even the hero is excited. Even the hero wants to know about motorcycles, don't you, boy? Oh. Hero's like, huh? That's the intro. And there is our Meeyaradee. Queen of Meeyaradee. Oh, Meeyaradee. Yeah! That's the intro. Yeah.
It's showtime.
Swimming pool galore. Don't drink that. Don't drink the water. Oh my god. Don't drink the water. Don't drink it. Don't drink it. Hello everyone at Luke Rides. Look at that. Look at that view. Oh my god. Like something from Harry Potter. Oh my god. It's even got silos and everything. So this is open country. And interesting motovlog. But so what we're doing with fellow amazing motovlogger next to Luke Rides. We're going to go and meet a motorcycle, and not just any motorcycle, it is a BMW Motorrad, which is really cool. It's actually a super modern F900R, so 900 twin. If you've seen the videos of the F900R on YouTube, it actually sounds pretty nice. It sounds quite grunty, so it makes very nice noises. It's fully fuel injected. It's got all the modern BMW computer systems, so that makes a lot of noise. So this one has several different modes you can choose from that will decide the level of traction control that you have, the throttle input, so that might mean that the throttle bodies are electronically controlled, which is quite interesting. But also it's got that very modern TFT BMW super lovely display. It's in one of the best colours for the F900R, which is the red and white, with a very rare rear seat cowl delete, which is rare. You don't often see that. This particular one is called the Club Spec. So at British Superbikes this year, there is going to be a F900R Cup racing as well. So BMW have the standard F900R, and then they have the Cup Spec, which means up and down quick shifter, extra electronic modes, and a couple of other toys, which is really, really good. Cruise control, auto clipper, keyless start, heat grips. It's got like literally everything as toys. We're stuck in traffic now. That's going to be quite interesting to meet it. And It looks very, very nice. Luke Rise has told the fellow amazing motovlogger, definitely get rid of that tall screen. Apart from that, that looks really. For a naked bike, it actually looks quite pretty, and it also has the modern BMW LED headlights. No headlight, because it's a motorcycle, not a car, which is pretty cool. So the light beam should be pretty powerful. And also the daytime running light is LED as well, so that's quite pretty. But yeah, it looks good. The BMW put the chain on the correct side as well. The F900R, which is really good. So BMW have had to do a lot of refining to get that series of naked bike pretty good. There was a time where BMW were using and buying Rotax engines, and you could tell if the BMW has a Rotax engine, because often the chain or the belt is on the right hand side of the motorcycle, not the left. Wow. And those Rotax engines, yeah, they were known for not being very powerful, not being very torquey. Often you just release the clutch and the engine would just just die. You have to start up the engine again and go, oh god. So BMW have gone away from the Rotax engines now, which is good. That's really good for BMW Motorrad, good for their engine development, good for their engine lineup. And BMW really have pushed on. We really upgraded their engines over these last 10 to 14 years. It's quite good. What you're going to see here is just a lot of pubs, the old houses dotted around everywhere, and the old village as well. Going to be going past. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And so far it looks like it's actually quite comfortable. BMW F900R, so that's really good. And yeah, it's even got the ability to have some sort of luggage that you can fit to the F900R, which is quite interesting. So it's a motorcycle that can do so many things. Having cruise control is epic. That's always really useful. Up and down quick shifter. Wow, that's so good. That's so useful. Luke rides ZX10 Exotica superbike. Luke Rice hasn't ridden for a very long time. He's actually forgetting what the ZX10R felt like. That's how long it's been, which is upsetting. But the ZX10 Superbike doesn't have a quick shifter. Luke Rice can actually have a high performance quick shifter fitted to the ZX10R Superbike, which will both not only for upshift but also downshift. And of course the ZX10 Superbike has a slipper clutch built in, so that's great. But yeah, Luke Rides needs to budget £600 roughly to do that. And the ZX10 Superbike really does need a quick shifter. The acceleration, the torque, the supersonic speed. You literally, it's the only motorcycle I've ever ridden where when you open up that ZX10R Superbike, you can't change gear. You just can't. Your hand is pinned to the handlebars. You can't get to the clutch lever. That's why modern superbikes, even Kawasaki figured out eventually, have to have quick shifters. They need them. But yeah, so the roads out here are quite pretty. They're actually quite fun to ride on. So you've got these long bits of road where it's a bit like a dual carriageway, but then you also go into the hills and the valleys. So then you'll get that odd, really nice corners, really nice cambers. You've got angles going on. You've got sweeping corners. These are quite good roads to ride on. You can already see the salt. Look at that, it's just a layer of salt on the windscreen already. Yeah. Big Bride's pretty excited. It's very proud and really happy for Daddy to be getting another motorcycle. That's really cool. I'm very proud of Dad. It's awesome. Yeah, so far no rain, so that's pretty nice. It's going to be a long day. There's a lot of miles to cover. And us looking after each other, and going to the bathroom, fuel, and the traffic will be flowing like this, but then there'll be points where it will come to a standstill. We'll be in stop-start traffic for God knows how long. So yeah, we're now seeing the sign that says "Go to London." Okay, we're going to London. We're going to London now. Yeah. We're going that general direction. Oh, it's like a coaster. Welcome to stop-start traffic. That's futuristic. Yeah. So let's find out more about the F900R, because you're all probably wondering very much, very much, what power and what torque the F900R has. In the real world, on the road, it's going to feel like pretty good. It's going to feel like you've got a really decent amount of power. And Sport Van is just, wow, just a rocket ship, so.
Ripping up the fucking road.
Ripping up the road. Ripping up the road. It's that capable. That's diesel. Turbocharged diesel. Pretty good. So, yeah, turbocharged diesel is pretty cool. F900R. It's the power of the internet. The internet of interwebs. Wow, that's quite interesting. The F900R is using dry sump lubrication. Now, why that's interesting? Because most engines are wet sump lubrication. So that just means that the oil.
K13 is the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's sat all the time.
Yeah. That's right. The easiest way to explain it is, imagine that car, that Mercedes, that van, that truck. All the oil that's lubricating in the engine stays in the engine. It just keeps going round and round and round and round, and then falls into the sub and then gets sucked up and just goes round and round and round the engine. Dry sub means that the oil goes from the sub through the engine, but then goes to an oil tank and then flows back to the engine.
Don't RXTs do the same? They have oil in the frame?
Yes. there's a reason why that technology exists. So let's find out why. Sorry about all the yawning. This is a long journey, so there will be yawning on this motovlog. How can you not yawn? It's doesn't help that the sky is all grey and boring. So wet, sun, lubrication. This is dry shampoo. What's the difference between wet and dry sump oil systems? Wet sump systems tend to have significantly larger pans with a single oil pump. Dry sump systems have a shallower oil pans with a separate reservoir and 2 or more oil pumps. Why does the technology exist? That's what we're curious about. What's the difference? Oh, okay. A dry sump tends to hold more oil than a wet sump in an extra reservoir. So that means it works better for sustained cornering, since it's harder to starve the engine of oil. It allows you to mount the engine lower, since it has a shallower oil pan, improves centre of gravity, and dry sump systems cost more to produce and is more complex. So there is logic in what BMW is doing. Yeah. So to sum that up, dry sump lubrication means holding more oil than a wet sump. Means it's less likely to starve the engine of oil during sustained cornering, and means the engine can be mounted lower, and then that improves centre of gravity. Wow. So that's quite interesting. And some of that must come from the fact that BMW know that the F900Rs are going to be raced. They know they're going to go racing. There's going to be
racing in BSB.
That's right. Of course, there's the F900R Cup, so that's quite smart, actually. Wow, so some real interesting tech going on in the F900R that if you weren't educated you wouldn't realise. Thanks to the internet we are educated. So that's quite interesting. In terms of power and torque and all that sort of stuff, standard the F900R is say 100 brake horsepower. But remember that is standard. So if the cat's removed and that's a full system, and the ECU is remapped, the computer system's remapped, that would definitely be more than 100 horsepower. So yeah. Overhead cams, quite off, so that's good. So yeah, that's pretty good. So there's a lot of nice things about the F900R car. It's very nice.
Cool.
It does many things right, which is great. Its competitors as the motorcycles like the Yamaha MT-09 and the KTM 890 Street Triple RS. Although isn't the Street Triple RS kind of Triumph so complicated? You would think that's their Triumph Super Naked. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's good to meet an F900R in among the best colour schemes, the best colour, best combination of colours. So it's going to look bright and beautiful on the road. Ooh, nice beamer. And now we're pretty much on the dual carriageway now. Yeah, we can definitely smell the smell of fields. There's definitely been animals in that field. So far the traffic is light, which is good. So we'll save power. We'll catch you later on as we cross into Somerset and get further into the journey. Awesome. So we're on the Luke rides, we are on the plateaus of Somerset. And you can actually wind. People pulling over. Oh my god. Can you feel the wind? There's no trees or protection, you see. Oh no. Oh, no. Wow. Pipe just running along the field. I feel that.
What is that non-hazardous product?
What is it sucking out?
Oh my god, look at that.
Before Jesus Christ, isn't it? I don't know. So how did they travel all that way? And now they show you pictures of these great big stones being rolled on the tree, whatever trees are now. Hey!
Hey.
Mate, your driving is fucking terrible. Will you fuck off, please?
No.
Okay. He's being a real giant today. They didn't have roads back then. How can you imagine rolling stones over tree trunks along rubble, fields, forests?
How would that work?
How did they get here?
Even a president of the United States of America landed on his military helicopter with a Secret Service escort just to look at stones. Our stones of Britain. He has to go, well, that's a big stone. Well, we'll do it for the United States of America.
So they've been proven to have been mined in a quarry in Wales. And then transported all the way here. It was before the Romans, there weren't even any roads. Wow. Been put on the back of a horse. They're huge. Some
Yeah.
weigh like 50 tons.
I don't think a horse would have the power to even.
Back then they had like little stone implements for chopping away at things. They didn't have great big band saws. And yet they produced what they produced. It also sits on a load of ley lines, so there it is there. I'll shut up and let you do it here.
I don't know. Right, so this is just a bit of an update for you. We're now passing these ginormous, great big stones. They are stones that have been proven were somehow mined or cut out in some place in Wales, and somehow in the days when there were not even the concepts of roads, and we didn't even have cars or planes or heavy equipment. I mean, our tooling was like little stony tools. So it was before even the Romans invaded and then colonised our part of the world. So somehow these were apparently moved from Wales all the way to this part of England. And we've gone past them now, but those stones have stood the First World War, Second World War, Cold War, before Christ was born, and so much history has passed, and yet those stones are still here. Those stones are still standing. Well, they're a bit corroded now, a bit probably worn from the amount of rain and weather that's hit them over 1,000 years. So they're probably actually definitely a lot smaller than they were in the beginning. But even as a president of the United States of America and his military NATO helicopter with Secret Service all around him landed at Stonehenge. Somehow, I bet all the people must have been watching and how the hell was that helicopter's landing? If it was a civilian helicopter, you know, the Royal Air Force would be all over them going, "You dare land, we'll shoot you down." But, you know, the president gets special rights, so he got to land, and he got to walk around the stones and look at them. Probably went.
President was
Obama.
So he came to look at our stones.
Yeah. We don't have these in the United States of America.
They have huge monuments to their past. You know, if you think of the one with the presidents that are cut out of that mountainside and everything else that America has to offer, and then they come to look at our little.
Oh no! Where's the gun,
man?
man?
Oh, so they don't do anything, man.
Yeah. Do you have
line up?
No.
When America, our stones would line up.
Oh, we're like, do you have a bigger version of your stones here? Be like, yeah, these are our biggest stones. Be like, we're like, oh, okay. Yeah, we have the George Washington monuments in South Dakota. Be like, oh, hella big! We're like, yeah, we have Abrams tanks too, did you know that?
We have a tiny little stone.
We've got a lot more to go.
You really ought to land there and have a look at our stones.
Yeah.
What, are you impressed? Yeah, we're impressed.
Oh, there's some erosion on these stones, yeah. I mean, it's made it smaller, not bigger. Oh, God. Oh, I think we should be embarrassed. I should be like, just don't bother. Just don't look at our stones. Just don't.
Yeah, when the president's is or anywhere, they should stop. No. McDonald's in the next town.
Yeah. Oh, we have. Oh, God. Do you know we have rusty donuts? god. Yeah, it was if it was if only they'd done it more interesting, made it interesting for the American presidents to go, yeah, Britain's pretty cool. Probably went home and went, Britain's just an island. You're like, yeah, we are an island, but you don't have to say it like that. We're like, yeah, it's an island. I was like, hey! But it's an important place. There is a family or a company that owns Stonehenge, because there is actually a centre about half a mile away from Stonehenge where you could go in and you can have some food and coffee and all that sort of stuff, and then you pay a fee to go, and you will go to a bus which will drive you to Stonehenge, or walk from the centre through public paths to Stonehenge. But you can only walk to the Stonehenge through the centre, because what the local government's done is they fenced off all the areas that you could just once walk towards Stonehenge. They only let you get so far. But it's kind of nice that if you're driving this way or riding this way, that you get to see massive stones in a circle. That is a part of our history.
Well, they're talking about building a tunnel, and then instead of a road going past Stonehenge, it'll be a tunnel. So the only way you can see Stonehenge is by going to the centre and paying to see it.
Oh.
So I did some maths, and on a bad year, Stonehenge turns over £300 million on a bad year. That was during COVID. And I worked that out at 20 quid a head of the people going through. So I mean, if they don't have costs, 300 million on a bad year, or 500 million on a good year.
Holy crap.
And they think the tunnel will cost £110 million. So it's not really going to impact them hugely. Like cost-wise, but it will drive future visits to Stonehenge, as you'll find it difficult to get near. You certainly drive past it and see it. So they really are talking about taking the road to where we are and making a large tunnel under the road.
Which will have speed cameras.
Yeah, they can make some money on speed cameras. And then you never get to see it ever again until you pay to go.
That's terrible.
British Heritage are also doing really good at buying up all of the land around it, so that there are no more accessible vantage points. They really are trying to protect it from anyone who isn't paying. Which is, it's only driven by the fact that some people go and visit the monument and they want to chip bits off of it and take a bit home. That's quite common.
Holy crap.
So people would try breaking in at night just to take a piece of Stonehenge.
God. That's why they have security around it. It's bad, isn't it? Fancy doing that. Those stones that have stood through two major wars, the Cold War and all the weather and history and salt and rain and everything those stones have gone through, for some random stranger to go, yeah, I'll chop a bit off you. Be like, hey, get the fuck away from me.
This one.
Watch as he accelerates. He's not happy where we took him. Be like, yeah, I'm gonna accelerate because I don't like him. Yeah, a lot of trucks and vehicles pass through here. This route is also towards Thruxton Race Circuit, which is where some of the showdowns of the British superbikes take place at Truxton, which is quite cool. Sometimes you do see some nice things here. You do see some supercars, nice BMWs like this one. Oh, that's quite good. Although it's only a standard BMW, you put a bloody spoiler on her, and that should just be banned. It should be fucking banned. Into traffic. Got motorhomes. 19 plate. Woo. It's got 3D rear headlights. 3D.
Services, which is not a million miles away now, maybe half an hour. Then we can stop at Fleet and go to the loo individually. You can go to KFC or whatever and get a meal, give us some money. We're going to go to the fuel station on Fleet, fill that up, and then we're going to drive to the sellers, which will be maybe an hour and a bit more.
Yeah. We'll just keep on going and we'll catch you later on. Daddy just going to find food. 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 Daddy need to go bathroom. Miss Meeyaradee. Miss Meeyaradee. My queen, my baby. My belly. Nicholas. Miss Meeyaradee, come, yay. Yeah, the sky's dark. The sky's very dark. So we're now back, and we stopped at a major important place to the motorway called Fleet Services. So it's a place where you can go to the bathroom, find yourself a cup of coffee or some food. Usually always expensive because it's motorways. We've now refueled, so we're now on our way to the M25, and it is average speed limit all the way now, so we'll be keeping to the proper limits, speed limit. Yeah, there's all sorts of cars, a lot of lorries, trucks carrying a lot of heavy goods. Yeah, we're getting closer to that F900. episode, everybody. So yeah, we'll keep on going and we'll come back to you. Oh, you hear us having a chicken jumper. Yeah. Yeah, this is the BMW R90, F900R. Look at that, even the LED indicators. Oh wow, that's so pretty. Definitely need that tall windscreen removing. She's a naked, it looks fucking ugly. It looks wrong. You should not have a screen on a naked. It's not right. It doesn't look right. It's not what BMW intended. If you want wind protection, why did you buy a naked bike at the end of the day? So don't be these people that put screens on naked bikes going, hey, it looks really cute. It doesn't.
Luke rides hopes. Here I was to be part of this too. But you found that quite interesting. So that was the first time Luke rides has actually met a BMW F900R motorcycle. So 900cc twin, fuel injected, and it's got a lot of technology, a lot of toys from BMW. So it's even got technology like adaptive LED lights. So as you move the steering, the headlight will adjust the beam pattern to where your steering is pointing, which is really good. Up and down quick shifter, electronic suspension, rider modes. It's got all sorts of technology, LED indicators as well. So really up to date, really modern. I kid you not, it's actually a 2023 F900R. Oh wow. And does it sound good? Yeah, it sounds actually pretty good for a twin. It actually sounds very powerful. And yeah, best colour scheme as well. The best colours, the F900R. So it's got a red and silver combination, which is beautiful. So that's really nice. And yeah, it was interesting to meet him. Luke White's never met an F900R before, and it's not a super naked. It's a naked BMW bike. It's the S1000R. That's BMW super naked. But still, what a motorcycle. Looks fantastic, really pretty, really modern, updated suspension. It's even got that BMW TFT screen. Wow, it was really nice. Luke Ride's recommendations would be taking away that humongous fracking screen, because she's naked, she's not meant to have a screen. Really, those frame protectors, really. Because again, it's not how BMW built a motorcycle, but hey, super friendly. Yeah, the green Meeyaradee, me looks and me body now. Oh, so funny. And yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and we'll catch you later. request. Do a signature coffee for me. Yeah.
The way we...
The little rascal has spirit. As water.
This is the end of the trail for me.
Thank you.
Thank you, kid.
Drink the coffee with a hero. Can you drink it? Can you drink it now? Yeah, he can drink it. Looks like he can drink coffee. Yeah. Thanks for watching.